Today, we're going to talk about Goosebumps and also Zathura. Not necessarily Jumanji. I've already seen Jumanji. I've watched it many, many times, but I'd never seen Zathura before. I'd never seen Goosebumps before. So I decided to watch these two, and it was surprisingly good. Both of them were surprisingly good. Jumanji, obviously one of the best movies ever, but Zathura was surprisingly fun. It's not as good as Jumanji. Goosebumps is not as good as Jumanji. I think both of these are probably because Robin Williams just has that big of a presence, that big of an entertaining factor. He's just fantastic. Robin Williams is just a national treasure. He will never fade from public conscience, at least I hope he never does, because he deserves to keep entertaining people forever. Zathura is another book by the same author that the Jumanji was inspired from. And in this movie, the first thing that you could take away from it is, holy crap, she can act! And I kid Kristen Stewart, I do. She's phenomenally talented in her earlier works. Have you seen Panic Room? Panic Room's awesome. Panic Room is great. It's a fantastic movie. Panic Room had Kristen Stewart, a young Kristen Stewart in it. She was great. She was fantastic. In Zathura, she's very entertaining. She's very funny. Very good. I don't know what happened to her after a couple of years. I don't know if it was just Twilight. I don't know if the Twilight movie is just her doing a Bella thing. It was just the Bella thing, but I knew she had more talent than that. I knew she had more range, as emotional range, emotional dynamic. She could be funny. She could be hilarious. She was funny. She was hilarious. She was very good in Zathura. And the other two actors were also pretty good. And at first you might say, oh gosh, this little brother kid, he's just annoying beyond annoying. But at the end of the day, when you watch these two brothers interact, it's like, it feels realistic. It feels like they are brothers. It feels like they are being little craps to one another. Little craps that are really pulling on their single dad's heads. And he's getting pulled a little thin. He's getting pulled pretty thin, but he's trying to be the best dad he can, try to split up his time and his love equally between both brothers, and they're both competing and all that stuff, and it's just, it's sibling rivalries, it's sibling dynamics. You can believe it. You can buy that these two could be brothers. You could buy their interactions together. The story's not exactly the best. I think you needed to add maybe an extra half hour to the runtime, maybe even a whole hour. Maybe Zathura should have been a TV series. Maybe it should have been like an 8 to 12 episode TV series, because there's just not enough time. Everything feels incredibly rushed. Jumanji feels very well paced. It's like they gave you enough time with everything, but it doesn't feel incredibly rushed. Every move, every turn, every thing that comes out of the jungle of Jumanji, each turn, we have enough time with each thing. It feels like a lot is happening, and it feels like we're given enough time in between each turns. In Zathura, things feel rushed. Things feel like everybody's rushing through every turn. They see something happening, they say, go ahead and roll quickly, let's try to skip through this stuff and skip through all of the dangers and all that stuff, and it's just... But I do like Dax Shepard's character, the astronaut. I really like the twist with that character as well. I like the idea, but I do think that they should have explained it a little bit better. I think we should have had a little bit more time with that. We should have had a little bit more time with it. And I feel like a lot of the plot holes never got filled. Like a lot of the plot lines became plot holes, and they need to be filled. But it's hard to hate Zathura. It's really hard to hate it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I would watch it again, but I'd watch Jumanji before I'd watch Zathura again. Jumanji is just a fantastic movie. It's timeless. It's the best movie on this 3-movie set by far. And then, of course, we have Goosebumps here, with Jack Black playing R.L. Stine. And I'm gonna come out and be honest with you here. I am going to break a cardinal rule of childhood and say that I never read a single Goosebumps book. I'm sorry, I never did. I was a kid in the late 90s, early 2000s. Goosebumps was everywhere. All the kids were renting the Goosebumps books from the libraries. Because when I was a kid, my elementary school, they'd force us to go to the library every Thursday or something, and we go in there, we had to pick a book out to rent. We didn't have a regular book report, nothing about it, but we had to pick a book out. And I'd always pick a Goosebumps book. I would always pick a Goosebumps book, but I'd never read them. I just liked the cover of the Goosebumps books. Everybody else was talking about Goosebumps, but I don't think anybody else was reading them either. You had to understand that I used to think reading was for nerds, reading was for geeks, reading was for losers. But now look at me. I've written books. I love books. I own hundreds of books. I love reading. But as a kid in the 90s, sorry. I thought it was for you couldn't get me to read these books. You couldn't pay me to read these books. Well, you might have been able to pay me to read the books, but nobody paid me to read them, so I never read them. Goosebumps, for me, was more the TV show. I watched the TV show. One of my favorite episodes, the one that I will never forget, is the Mask one, with Carly Beth, the Mask. Ooh, that was a fantastic little special. I remember renting that one on tape, VHS tape, and I would watch that over and over on the VCR. And no matter how much it scared me, man, I used to have nightmares about that mask. The final segment in the final few minutes in the climax of that special, the masks came to life and they were floating in the air towards Carly Beth, speaking in ethereal, spooky voices, trying to run after her. That was pretty terrifying to me for a kid. It was that the floating masks were tormented my nightmares for a while when I was a kid. But I still remember it to this day. Years, 20, 23, 4, 5, 6, a long time ago. It was a long time ago. But I still remember it today, man. I remember it today. It was, it's a good time. And a lot of the other episodes, I kind of forgot most of them. But they were fun. They were entertaining. They were on TV, so I watched them. They was just on while I was waiting for something else to be on, so I'd watch those. I liked Goosebumps as a kid, I did. I was just not... I didn't read all of the books. Sorry. I didn't read the Shivers books either. Dollar store brand. But Goosebumps, the movie, when it finally came out, this Jack Black movie, I thought it was interesting. I don't recognize most of these guys, except for maybe him. Everybody else I didn't recognize, but I thought that the world and the idea of putting the author into the world and saying all of his little creatures came to life, and then he locked them up into his books, the original manuscripts, he locked them up into his house, and how his daughter was actually one of the characters in one of the books, The Ghost Next Door. That was a great idea. I enjoyed Goosebumps. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I got this mainly for Zathura, but when I finally watched Goosebumps, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it, how much heart there was into it, how great the atmosphere was, the music's great, the characters are great. And then when I finally heard Jack Black, that voicing Slappy here, I think that's Slappy, I think that's his name. When Jack Black voiced the dummy guy, it was fantastic. He sounded like the Joker even sometimes. Jack Black could be a voice actor. He could be a voice actor for the Joker at one point. If he doesn't voice the Joker at some point in his career, I would be shocked. He could definitely pull it off. He could definitely pull that off easily. I think so. But in this, he does play R.L. Stine. Very good character. All of the kids, every other brat here, they're fun. Each one sets a certain role. I think that one's the Ghost Next Door. One of them's the nerdy kid trying to get a girlfriend, and he befriends the main character who's like, dude, no, dude, don't do that, nah. And it's just a fun time. It's just you don't get a lot of story surrounding each character. You get enough for a film runtime. You get enough. And unlike this one that I thought could use some more runtime, I thought the runtime in this one was perfect. I thought it was perfectly paced. I told everything it needed to tell in the runtime that it did. I didn't think it needed any more time to tell anything more than what it told. It's a good film. I would watch it again. I would. I don't think I've ever seen a copy of the second Goosebumps movie. I don't know if Jack Black's in it. I think he is. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing these guys in the trailers or whatever for it, so I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I don't know. I may sometime, but at least the first one, it's good. It's a good time. This whole 3-film set, this DVD itself, is fantastic. If you find this on any store shelf, if you can find it for under $5 or something, definitely give it a shot. Especially if you haven't seen this one. Especially if you haven't seen Zathura, I'd definitely get it for that. To take a look at Zathura. It's a very good time. Definitely worth watching. Dax Shepard's fantastic. Kristen Stewart is fantastic. These two brothers are very believable. It's just a very good time. I just really wish it was a little bit longer. I wish it was a little bit longer because I would want to stay in this Zathura world longer so you can have more time to explain mechanics to me, to explain the world to me, so that I could see the world some more. I want to see it more. I want to see more of it. I love science fiction. I love everything about science fiction. And I would love to see more of that. It was just a very good time. The Goosebumps is a very good time. Jumanji is probably one of the best movies ever made. Very good 3-film set overall.